Hello, my moonbeams. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I am so happy to have you here. We are gonna pop in and do a quick love reading. Start with the Blinded by Love. Right away, I was getting a song. The song is by Khalid. I love to see you shine in the night. Like a diamond you are. I'm good on the side. It's all right. Just hold me in the dark. No one's got to know what we do. Nothing is better. Nothing is better than this. So it really has like a we don't gotta hide is in there too. It's really got like a taboo feel to it here, which we've been picking up on quite a bit. Okay, so a reason, some type of big blockage or hurdle or obstacle for the two of you being together in a romantic sense. Okay, so let's see what wants to come up. Slow down, do not force it, allow things to flow naturally. Okay, so not only blockages, but past traumas, definitely past breakups. There's just, for some reason I'm hearing quantum entanglement here. You are my soulmate. Spiders could be significant. Speaking to elusivity. Can't wait to see you again. Emotionally scarred. See exactly what I was saying. There's some pain tied to, causing fear here, regardless of how strong this feels. Secrets, again, with the hidden pain. Okay, someone's been really hurt before. Really, really hurt. Love yourself, self-worth journey. Okay, both. It feels like both sides of this coin needed to learn to love themselves, to not accept crumbs, I just heard, to recognize your worth, like your worth, the stars, the moon, and the universe, so to speak. I've never met anyone like you. I feel you're very unique. I just heard eccentric and maybe even eclectic here. Very unique, maybe very unique with your style. Letting you go was the hardest thing I ever had to do. You were the only one for me. Wow. So definitely a recognition here of the intensity of this connection. Okay, let's get some tarot and dig a little deeper here. What's currently happening in this connection? Spirit, what is currently happening in this connection, or what is going to come in this connection? Way too many. What is going to come in this connection? Knight of Wands. Okay, a passionate, some inspired action of some sort, some type of passion, probably some type of confession. This is Leo and Cancer energy here. The Lovers. Wow. Gemini energy. Wow. Okay, so you had this come up right under You're My Soulmate. This is a very, very divine connection. It's something that the two of you have only known intuition-wise, okay? It's not something that has been confirmed in the 3D here. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So really focusing on self-worth here with this self-worth journey. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles coming in right after that. Wow, financial security coming in. Financial security, long-term success, some type of contribution, okay? Someone wanted to feel really stable here. With never meeting anyone like you, okay? Feeling undeserving of this type of energy, okay? They felt like there was some type of journey they had to go on, some type of becoming journey. They had to get from point A to point B. They had to become someone, and the sun is coming out really bright as confirmation here. They had to become the person they thought you deserved. I just heard, okay? Virgo energy, very strong here. Could be very strong in their chart. Sun, moon, rising, or Venus, okay? Here we are with the Three of Swords reversed, okay? So this is that releasing of the pain, okay? This is moving on from something, this emotionally scarred energy here. Moving on from the past finally. This past was keeping this person anchored. They were truly really anchored in the past here, and this was putting a huge blockage here, okay? We have the Six of Wands coming in right after that. So this will see victory here, okay? This masculine could be in, or have been in recently, lately, a longer term hermit phase. Wow, we have Four of Wands and the World on the bottom of the deck. That is absolutely beautiful. Triple confirmation here that this is some sort of divine connection here. This is some sort of divine love. Wow, and then we have the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck as well. So this masculine, this self-worth journey was about them really truly letting go of this ego and being able to be emotionally vulnerable with this feminine here, because that was something that was really difficult. Maybe they were very emotionally vulnerable in a past relationship, and they were kind of crucified for their truth, for their honesty. Maybe they made a mistake in that relationship, and rather than it being unconditionally loved, they were pushed away or broke up with, or in their eyes, that pushed their partner into someone else's arms who they saw as better than them, okay? So this kind of crushed their spirit in a huge way here. And oh, there's the blue jay again. Someone that listens to me is very, very much tied to blue jays here, or someone that's going to be coming to this channel eventually, very tied to blue jays. But it could be a past ancestor, okay? Someone you were really close with that really watches over you. So if you're seeing this and you start to see blue jays a lot, you know, whoever you're thinking about and sense of your ancestor is, you know, protecting you, watching over you, going through this journey with you. You are the chosen one, I just heard, okay? So someone here is healing ancestral lines, and it has been really, really tough. I just heard curse, maybe some sort of curse on the some type of family line. I'm getting the paternal line for the feminine, okay? So what I'm getting really strongly here is a grandmother that maybe was forced into a mental institution of some sort back in the day, okay? There's something tied to that, something there, okay? Something deep there. There might be a purpose with you there too, some type of change, modern day change that you're meant to make in facilities like that. Maybe you work in the legal field, maybe you've experienced it yourself and you saw for yourself how unjust those institutions can be, okay? And there's this real need for change surrounding that. Okay, so we have the dog energy here. So it's somebody who's really trusting and reliable, a very loyal soul, okay? It's like once, it's like the ability to really help people feel safe. You have that energy about you. It's very, very beautiful. It's maybe why you're meant to like infiltrate certain institutions here. Could be like prison systems, mental institutions, stuff like that, okay? We have intimacy, bonding, sensual, and confiding. And it's a sense of like you're able to get people to really trust you, but you weren't able to do that with this masculine for some reason. They were downright petrified of you. And not like in a bad way, but like they were really scared of the intensity of their feelings. They didn't feel like they could trust it. But it was really, this was a mirror, okay? Because they're not able to trust themselves. They weren't able to trust themselves. And this is part of their journey. This is something that they had to go discover and work on here, okay? There's some storm energy here. So Scorpio energy, okay? Some type of instability. Something happened to force this person into a hermit stage. I'm getting strong Leo sun energy here. So they didn't have a lot of peace about them here, okay? And in order to get this balance and clarity that needed to come in for their lives, for them to really see like what they needed to work on internally, not just on the outside, they had to be forced into this solitude, okay? So the I'm getting strongly that the universe stepped in here, okay, and forced this person into a solitude. So let's say like maybe they had two very demanding jobs that they got out of the house for, and maybe they lost one of those jobs and was forced to take a job that works from home, okay? Something to that extent. And then the other job, they're only there like a couple of days a week. So they're forced to be alone and kind of go inward more than they normally would. I'm getting strongly that this is like, this person really likes to be around people, but this is part of a deflection tactic, okay? Instead of really going inward and working on those and healing those traumas and past wounds, just constantly surrounded by chaos, so to speak, okay? And the universe really had to step in here for this person. Finality, farewells leave behind a closure, okay? So a lot of closing out of people, places, and things that no longer serve this person. And again, I'm getting really strongly that this was forced, okay? This was a forced change. So it feels like a lot. It's like, it's almost like more healing is required. Yellow butterflies could be significant. More healing is required because it's like not quite a change you were ready for, right? Longing, craving, aching, and wanting. This has put off a huge light bulb moment in this person's head. It's like they can't ignore their feelings for this feminine any longer either. Part of being constantly surrounded by chaos or constantly going out, working, just whatever masks you could hide behind, now they're really forced to face things that they actually feel here. It could be tied like, you know, the universe taking away some finances so that they aren't able to really go out. This is also would be forcing their hand here. We have distance, okay? Here's a spider web again, okay? And someone has some trapped energy here. So there's separation, but I'm getting two different cities, two different decent sized cities here, okay? And someone could be tied down here. This could have been another blockage, okay? So not only are we dealing with the traumas here, and especially with the Three of Swords here, trauma, and possibly one or both people were in or are in a long-term relationship, and one that maybe doesn't make sense to let go of in the 3D realm, right? There's no big reason. If that resonates, it resonates. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Not every part of this reading will be for everyone, okay? So if like this sounds like your reading except for the third party energy, then it's still your reading, okay? But some of you here are in that energy, okay? Withdrawn, single, lonely, solitary, okay? So like I said, with the Hermit energy, 9 coming through really strong here. We are in a 9 year, the year of the snake, where we're shedding everything that no longer serves us, right? And 9s is also almost to the 10. We did have the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles here, so some type of level up. Now I'm hearing that song, level up, level up, level up, level up. So there's intuition here, and also so we have telepathy and inner knowing, but also spying and clarity. Okay, so if you are out there in some way, I'm getting a lot of people that will probably come to this channel are still in energy where they have closed down most social media. Okay, it doesn't mean you don't have like a spiritual business of some sort, but like, whereas you probably before had like an Instagram, a Facebook, TikTok, whatever, it's like you've maybe brought that down to like one thing, or you're only using one avenue for like your healing business of some sort. Okay, so if that resonates, it resonates. Let's move on to the Neon Awakening here. Get some more clarity on this energy. Okay, so what is gonna happen with this energy? Because we have this masculine here in Hermit stage. Where is the feminine? Where is the feminine, Spirit? Give me the energy of the feminine here. Just heard moving on. Marriage, stability, security, happy family, fairy tale ending, home, lasting relationship. I just overwhelmingly got the energy of like, you know what's destined for you. You really feel that with this intuition card here as well. And you're just kind of in this energy of, you know that everything's going to end up okay. You know everything is going to, you know your wildest dreams are going to unfold. You may not know the how, when, why, but you come to peace with the time aspect of it, if that makes sense. We have the 9 of Swords. Okay, so we have fear, restless, nightmares, anxiety, worry, no action, helpless, upset. Okay, so I'm getting strongly that that's closing out here. This could have been real recent energy for you, maybe fear surrounding finances, I'm hearing strongly, but I'm really getting with this 10 of Cups that you have moved into surrender energy. Like, you know everything's going to work out. There's like just this deep inner knowing. Everything's going to work out in love and career for you. Maybe there's an action you know that needs to be taken, something that needs to be dropped. 5 of Pentacles, regret, loss. Okay, so there's been some recent storm energy on both sides here, I'm getting. Okay, so you may have felt this as well. It's like, ooh, wow, Tower just came out with Scorpio, okay, which we said with the storm card. So I definitely felt that really strongly. It could feel that way on both sides. I'm getting really strongly, and I've gotten this before, that this is going on inner for the feminine. Okay, like inner turmoil, like really wrestling with past feelings, and maybe even like some past habits. And then for the masculine, like it looks like their outside world is crumbling. It's very interesting because it's still a mirror, but it's kind of going on a little bit different for each person here. There's going to be some sort of liberation though. There is something strongly that both need to let go of. Okay, and it's been coming up a lot, but addiction has been coming up quite a bit. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities. Okay, looking to new opportunities. Okay, I'm getting strongly for those that have been in hermit mode. You're kind of looking at your avenues career-wise, okay, about to step into new energy there. And I'm just getting really strongly that you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to step into or do, like, this is going to come in for you. Okay, it's like I just heard at the midnight hour possibly. So the finances, like, let's say you're wanting to do your own business and you started it and it didn't quite take off the way you thought it would take off, and this has been causing all this stress here. Okay, it's going to come in. The finances are going to come in just in time, I'm hearing. Okay, It's going to work out for you. And like I said, there is a deep inner knowing about this, okay? So try to let go of the how, when, where, who. Ooh, you are meant to be a teacher of some sort, okay? This is the Page of Swords, something new coming in, definitely very intelligent here. And we have the Star, okay? It's like you are finishing this healing here. You are finishing some intense healing. This is taking a lot of patience with the Sagittarius energy, Temperance here. Okay, we do have growth and expansion. It's taken a lot of growth. You've been going through a lot of testing, okay? A lot of testing. We have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So this is telling me a really intense conversation of some sort is in the future here with this connection, okay? And if not, I mean, it may be even an intense conversation that needs to have for those of you that are tied down, okay? With the Hierophant here too, that does speak to marriage, okay? So it may be a tough conversation you have to have in marriage as well. Okay, we are going to get a few more clarifiers with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. What's coming for this connection? What's coming for this connection? Spirit, will communication come in? Will there be a reunion of some sort? What is coming for this connection in the near future? Too many. What is coming for this connection in the near future? Strength. Wow, Leo energy. Leo season could be significant. We have the Heart here. Red could be significant. We have the Snake energy too. So that is telling me really strongly with the Strength that something is coming for this connection this year, okay? Possibly in Leo season. Death, Scorpio. So possibly between Leo and Scorpio season, okay? So anywhere from August to November, so fall, okay? Wow, we have the Chariot. So a new beginning here. Cancer energy, Scorpio energy, lots of water energy here, Leo energy. Ooh, the Lovers again. Gemini energy, wow. So if you've been kind of on the fence, and look at this yellow moth butterfly here we just had, so confirmation. If you've been kind of on the fence, like not sure, you know, if you were right about this connection, there's like something here about there being a death to that, okay? Because you guys have had, the two of you have had this inner knowing for quite some time, okay? And the fact that it hasn't been spoken has been very confusing. We have double snakes here, so there is a death to old selves, okay? On both sides going on very strong here. It's like when this reunion does present itself, it's, you guys are gonna feel like two different people to each other, okay? But it's like you still are, you recognize each other by your souls, okay? So, and that's the way it is, right? What's that song? That's the way it is. Things are never gonna be the same. Wow, we have Ten of Swords, the Emperor, and the Hermit. I told you, death, and we have the Hierophant here, the Hierophant and the Emperor, okay? The Ten of Swords, death. This is death. This is endings, right? Your guys' old selves had to die here, okay? Yes, you will still very much be attracted to each other. I just heard somebody ask that. Are you even going to like them the same? Yes, you are. It has nothing to do with like physical appearance or the persona or the mask they were putting on, because you saw them for exactly who they are. We have the Spider here again. Okay, this connection has been super elusive. Okay, it's just been eluding you, both of you, okay? There's this energy of like trying to get around the work and trying to make this connection come together without this death, and it's like Spirit's really saying here that's not possible, okay? So you guys were forced into a separation so that this death could come about, okay? There's parts of you that had to die, and you know what parts those were, you know, the triggers that would come up. Let's get the Lover Oracle. What does this masculine or the masculine's 5D higher self want to say to this feminine collective here, Spirit? What does this masculine or his higher self want to say? No one understands me but you. There was like a recognition of that, you know, like that was part of the scariness of this, though. They could tell that you could read them, and that's scary. My life is a mess right now. Yep, we do see that in the cards with destruction, tower, storm. It feels like a mess, okay? It feels like a mess, but in actuality, it's really not. But it's just meant to dig up the dirt, so to speak, and to let this person figure out what needs to go and what needs to stay, okay? Persons, places, and things, okay? People that are no longer serving them, habits that are no longer serving them. It could even be a need or a feeling of needing to move, okay? Please do what is best for your heart. I'm getting like, you know, the two of you pray for each other. Red flowers could be really significant. Red poppies. I'm obsessed with you. It definitely is an obsession energy. We didn't see the devil here, but a lot of Scorpio energy, which Scorpios can be very possessive. Maybe that's something you both needed to heal here. Just getting hydration being really important right now. Maybe some extra electrolytes. It is summer. It can be really hot in most places. I have to let you go to find myself. Yep, that was the energy. And they corrected me here and said I had to let you go to find myself. And we had that card too that said letting you go was the hardest thing I ever had to do. There was a knowing, you know, an all-knowing that this self-discovery journey had to take place, but it was hard. It was hard to let go of this energy because it's something neither of you have ever felt with anybody else. And that was the other confusing part, right? And especially if you were or are tied down and had no intention of that ever changing, right? Will you leave me like the others? Okay, again, with that wound, okay? The deep wound, the pain, the hidden pain there, okay? Being open and honest about something and not being unconditionally loved for it, okay? So not believing that unconditional love exists. I feel lonely again with that hermit energy, okay? But this masculine really needs is in the middle of it, learning how to be okay being alone, okay? And even if they have been single for quite some time, they were, like I said earlier, were always surrounded by people, okay? So didn't truly embody the energy of like being alone and being okay with that. Don't put up with my BS, okay? I just got a little bit of like manipulation energy, okay? Oh, and then we have drugs and alcohol on the bottom of the deck. Okay. And people don't believe in me. And I just heard like you do. People don't believe in me like you do. All right, let's get the astrology dice and then I'll get a rune, maybe a couple charms as well. Okay, we have Aquarius energy. Here we have the 11th house, which brings good fortune, okay? It signals friends, those who may help you, protection, riches, gifts, joy, renewed hope, and group activities, okay? So this is like two people getting out there again. Both of you could be in a hermit stage, okay? One could have been in, most likely the feminine and a lot longer one than the masculine, all right? And then we have Saturn. So again, with the spiritual discipline, and especially this coming out right over drugs and alcohol, okay? Two things that definitely need to be, I mean, let go of, right? Completely for a bit even, okay? I'm not saying that you can't have a glass of wine every once in a while, but you know, while going through spiritual awakening and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people, most people, I think, when they go through this, that's something they let go of for good, right? Because it's just very hard to stay clear and grounded with things that kind of bring you out of equilibrium, if that makes sense, okay? And then we have Aquarius energy, so introspection, okay? Anxiety, unpredictable future, in the unknown, in the void right now, okay? Doing the healing and clearing. And we have the star. Oh, yes, we have the star. We had the anchor. Like I said, this masculine was being anchored to the past, okay? They've had to release that anchor. They're doing this healing with the star energy here, okay? We have a plane. So definite distance, but something to do, Leo season, maybe one of you is going to travel to the other here. There's like a real need for that, okay? We have the frog, which has been coming up quite a bit, but also this is water energy here too. There's like a free spirit about this frog. I'm just seeing like a frog swimming. It's so cute, like just, you know, actually being free. And actually this song that came up earlier is from the album by Khalid called Free Spirit. So something about that, like the release of your past, is just going to set both of you free. It's going to give like an openness, okay? We have like the little squirrel on a branch here. So fall energy again. Here we have the key, and I'm just hearing like, you know, you are the key to my heart, as corny as that does sound. We have the bird here again. Every time I see this one, I feel like sparrow, but I'm just being called back to the blue jay here, okay? So something to do with blue jays. If you're seeing blue jays a lot, that is some sort of omen for you right now. I mean, you can even pray and ask spirit what they are trying to tell you there, okay? And then you see numbers, certain numbers, like look them up and see the meaning, right? And then we have the trumpet here. Someone could play the trumpet. Okay, someone could be very musically inclined. All right, let's just grab a rune to close this out. Beautiful reading. Once death, I just heard death becomes her. We have the M here. Someone's name could start with an M. Movement. Nice. I love that. That is a perfect way to close this out with movement. And we had the Chariot card that came out right. I just happened to place that over the Chariot here. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and read this for you guys. Movement, progress, the horse. Very interesting, especially with the free spirit energy that's coming through with the frog here. Okay. This rune of transit, transition, and movement of physical shifts, new dwelling places. So like I said, someone could really feel the urge to move. Maybe one or both of you is feeling the urge to move closer to the other at this time. It's like, and especially with the 9 and 10 energy, like closing out, okay? It's like you're almost ready, maybe ready for like physical union, okay? So you could be hearing that they're moving closer to you. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. Okay, this could be years, you guys, like 7 even, I'm hearing. This could apply to the growth of a business or the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw movement. Another of the cycle runes. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune symbol is the horse, and it signifies the bond between the horse and the rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here, Ehwaz is saying you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Now it is time to turn again and face the future reassured. Prepare to share the good fortune that comes your way. The sharing is significant since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. So something back to when I was talking about the masculine learning to trust themselves, okay? When they looked at you before in the physical, they didn't feel like they could trust this love. And it was a mirror for them to go and learn how to trust themselves, okay? Because once they're able to trust themselves and they can listen to that intuition and they hear loud and clear what's meant for them, they never have to second guess it. All right, my loves, this was a beautiful reading. I hope it helped you. I hope it helped strengthen your intuition on what you're already knowing and feeling. I hope it gave you a little bit of guidance. I love you very much. And until next time, love and light.